This is the terrifying true story of a babysitter who unknowingly found herself face to face with a killer. It was a quiet evening, much like any other, when a young girl named Kathy was hired to watch over the Thompson children while the parents attended a dinner party. Little did she know, the night would quickly turn into a nightmare she'd never forget. Around 9:00 p.m., after putting the children to bed, Kathy settled into the living room to watch TV. The house was quiet, save for the occasional creak of the floorboards and the wind rustling outside. The flickering light from the television cast eerie shadows on the walls, creating an unsettling atmosphere. But then, the phone rang. She picked it up. A heavy, distorted voice on the other end asked, "Have you checked the children?" Kathy, unnerved, laughed it off, thinking it was a prank. She assured the caller she had checked on the kids, then hung up, trying to shake off the feeling of dread creeping in. But just minutes later, the phone rang again. This time, the voice was clearer. "I said, have you checked the children?" Now, Kathy's heart raced. She quickly called the parents, asking if everything was okay, but the line went dead. Panic surged through her. She tried again. No answer. The silence was deafening, and her mind raced with thoughts of what could be happening. Terrified, Kathy called the police, but the dispatcher's response was chilling. "We've traced the call. It's coming from inside the house. Get out. Now." Without wasting another second, Kathy fled out the front door, heart pounding in her chest, adrenaline coursing through her veins. She ran into the night, her breath coming in quick gasps, her mind racing with fear and confusion. When the police arrived, they found the man hiding in the upstairs room. He was arrested, but the damage was done. Kathy had narrowly escaped death that night, thanks to a well-timed call and a fortunate escape. The officers searched the house thoroughly, ensuring there were no other threats lurking in the shadows.
I had no idea the caller was so close. When I first heard his voice, I thought it was a prank or something. I mean, what kind of person calls like that, right? But then, when he called back, I got this horrible feeling. I could feel my blood turn cold, but I still didn't want to believe anything was wrong. But when the operator said the call was coming from inside the house, I just froze. I didn't know what to do. I had no choice but to run. I didn't stop until I reached the neighbor's house. I thought, how could I not hear him? But it didn't matter, I was lucky I made it out. I still have nightmares about that night.
I was just sitting inside with my wife when we heard someone pounding on the door. I opened it, and there she was, Kathy, looking pale as a ghost, shaking like a leaf. She was frantic, telling me something about a man inside the house. She was too scared to even explain fully. I called the police right away, but I could tell something was seriously wrong. She wouldn't stop saying, "I heard him upstairs. He was watching me." That's when I knew it wasn't just a nightmare. I could see the fear in her eyes, and it terrified me.
We received the call from the babysitter, and we immediately dispatched officers to the scene. When we arrived, we made our way through the house, looking for any signs of forced entry or a struggle. There were no signs, which made the whole thing even more chilling. The man was found in an upstairs bedroom, hiding behind the curtains, but not a sound was made. He didn't even attempt to flee. The whole situation felt unreal, like something out of a horror movie. He didn't resist arrest, and when we asked why he targeted that house, he just stared at us. No remorse, no explanation. It was one of the most unsettling cases I've ever encountered.
The babysitter was incredibly lucky. The man who had been hiding in the house was later revealed to have been planning to kill her and the children. He had been watching Kathy for hours before making the call, and in that brief moment of fear and urgency, Kathy's quick thinking saved her life. The police later confirmed that the man had been responsible for a string of unsolved disappearances in the area. The Thompson children thankfully were unharmed, and the parents were oblivious to the nightmare that had unfolded in their home. This chilling story is a reminder of how, sometimes, the most dangerous threats are the ones hiding right under our noses. Kathy's life was saved by the quick actions of a concerned dispatcher. But what if she hadn't made that call? What if the man had gotten closer? That night, the real horror wasn't the phone call it was the terrifying realization that the danger was much closer than anyone could have imagined. The experience left a lasting mark on Kathy, a reminder that safety can be an illusion, and vigilance is essential in a world where danger can lurk in the most unexpected places.